Hello. This is the first time I've been back for a very long time, and the reason I'm back is that I've decided to do a daily news analysis and translation service. In addition to that, I might very well do some critiquing of television. Now, as an intro, I'm going to run over some news stories that I saw yesterday, which caught my eye, and I'll have a comment on them. The first story was about Tesco, who claim they're not against British workers working for them, and this presumably is the reason that they've recently advertised for workers in Polish. So I suppose that means if you're British and can speak Polish, then you'll get a job. If you can't speak Polish, then you won't get a job. But Tesco say that's okay. The other story that caught my eye yesterday was the water story. Water prices are due to rise in the UK, it seems, because Thames Water have gone to their ombudsman or something like that to get permission to put their prices up. And the reason that they're going to put the prices up is because they want more money to pay for improvements to their system. Well, in my opinion, that's a load of crap. And whenever a business of any kind wants to improve itself, it invests its own money, which it takes from profit. So Thames Water make lots of money, waste lots of water, pay their top guys, no doubt, phenomenal bonuses, but now they want to increase our prices more so that they can improve the system. And that is just a load of cock. We won't find the government going against them, I'm quite sure. We'll wait and see, and everybody will shake hands, the old secret handshake system. Everybody will pick up 10 points here and there, and we'll all go down the pub and get battered, with the exception of us, of course, who are having to pick up the tab. Another thing that caught my ear, so to speak, was a news item that the Duke of Edinburgh is apparently back in the loop. I personally wasn't aware he'd ever left it, but he's back in the loop, he's back on duty. And what strikes me about this is that's all very well. We don't wish the old geezer any harm. Poor old Phil the Greek, you might see him down at your local doner shop if you keep your eye open. But aren't there more important things in this country to worry about? Sick children, children who don't eat properly, children who are being abused at home. That's an ongoing saga. It goes on and on and on, and every time it happens, the newsreaders say he or she could and should have been protected, and social services say, oh, we're very busy. And the fact that the most recent young child that was battered to death by his so-called parents was going to school, was being seen by people, and having been a father myself, when you bring a child up, when the child's unhappy or it's unwell or there's something wrong with it, it's very, very easy to determine that. And sometimes when I'm out and about and I see young kids with their parents and the kid doesn't look particularly happy, it always makes me wonder what might be going on behind closed doors there. Anyway, so we've got more things to worry about, whether the Duke of Edinburgh is back on his skates or not. Another thing that caught the eye was David Cameron is he's going to invest 90 million quid across the country to help cyclists. Now again, in line with what I've just said about Phil the Greek, 90 mil coming out of the woodwork to help cyclists, but can't we spend that money on other things? Great Ormond Street are always on the telly begging for money. Why should an institution that looks after gravely ill children have to come on our television at all and beg for money? Isn't that incumbent upon the government in power to ensure that medical services are there for all, of course, but it's particularly sad when young children are ill. But Cameron's got 90 million to chuck at cyclists, which I just don't understand. Cyclists do get killed on the road. It's very sad. But I'm always fascinated when I look at bus, and some of which contain special cycle lanes, is that the one thing you never see in a cycle lane is a cycle. You might see them on the pavement, or just dodging in and out of traffic willy-nilly, going through red lights, not stopping for people on the zebra crossings or at pelican crossings or any other thing like that. And I just wonder that that's a complete and utter waste of money, and it could be spent on more important things. The other thing I'll just mention here briefly, and then I'll be going to maybe upload this and maybe wait until this evening's news and add to it at that time. I'll just see how I feel. And the last item I'm going to mention now is that apparently, and I saw confirmation in the paper today, in a metro that I picked off out of the gutter and read through, because I'm not paying any bastard for a newspaper, that's for sure. But this story is that Boris the retard Johnson is behind a plan to close all ticket offices at tube stations. That's just it beggars belief, quite frankly. 6,000 people will lose their jobs, and I suppose they'll lose their jobs whether they're Polish, Latvian, Bulgarian or otherwise. And Boris is supporting this apparently, even although in past years he has opposed it. And I wonder if he opposed it when it was perhaps Livingston's idea, although I don't know that it was Livingston's idea. But Johnson opposed it. He's now supporting it because he's a turd, I reckon. Anyway, that's it for now, and maybe there'll be more tonight. So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him. Bye bye.